but we've been investing in residential non-performing notes since 2014, and we have down pat. We have all connections in 39 states that we invest in. But commercial is a totally new animal. So listening to Tom yesterday was really an eye-opener, and I was able to talk to him at the bar last night. Hopefully I can do some business with him.
All right. Here's a hat for you. See? Thank you. All right. All right, Alicia, real quick, can you give us a preview to furnished rentals? Wendy, are we using the chair that's up here?
No.
Or can you grab it? Somebody help Wendy grab a chair. Yvonne, can you help Wendy?
Just one right here in the middle.
Hey guys, so I'm Alicia Merriman. I'm from Huntsville, Alabama. How many of you are actually in the furnished rental space? So midterm, short term, a lot of hands. So how many of you would like to automate 85% of that business? Of course. Ooh. So this afternoon, that's what we're actually going to go over. What are those pain points dealing with the Airbnb Resolution Center? What can you optimize in your business as far as onboarding staff? And how do you create a business that's actually sellable? So I have personally exited 2 portfolios at this point. And so you have to consider things like your reviews, a safety moat, getting on Google. Who doesn't Google something before they go there, right? So all those topics we're going to cover today and hopefully help you streamline your business a little bit more.
And I had a flashback to your first deal maker, and you said the only thing that could have been better was if you give birth. And now look at your little one. Yeah. Like she's a master physicist already, isn't she?
Let me fix that a little bit for you, Jim. I actually made the statement on the stage that the only thing better than deal maker that year, would be if we conceived. My husband saw that video, and he said, challenge accepted.
It's the deal maker way. All right. And are you ready, Wendy? Okay, so introduce us to hot seats. I know Sharon Rock is coming up, but go ahead and tell us how this works.
So is Amanda here that was in a hot seat last year?
Let me tell a hot seat story, okay?
Okay.
Really quick. Cheryl and I were at Warby Parker. We were getting our glasses adjusted, right? And the person that works there stopped Cheryl and said, your last name is Ingersoll. I've been to Dealmaker, and I was on a hot seat, and you straightened out my rental portfolio and allowed us to keep going when we sort of felt like quitting. So that is
I didn't hear that story. That's pretty cool.
Well, these Dealmaker stories they're popping up everywhere, even Warby Parker. So
that's awesome.
Tell us how it works.
So a hot seat is not to put you in a scary position. The whole point of a hot seat is to allow someone who may be having issues, you don't know what they are, but some kind of issues, gives you an opportunity to sit here, say what it is, what you do, what your challenge is, and then everyone in the audience is going to ask you clarifying questions. They're not going to give you answers. They're going to ask you clarifying questions. Then once all the questions have been asked, because people will start talking about what their issue is, but what is it really? And that's the point, is to ask these clarifying questions. Once we feel like we have the issue in hand, then we want you to just be able to share anything that you might have that you think you can help them with, whether it's contacts or ideas or challenges you may have been through that have helped you through that. There's no judgment here. That's not what this is about. I promise you that no matter what decisions you've made or what mistakes you've made, I bet I can beat you on it. I've been there. I've done much worse and come through it because of other people being able to pour back into me and help me get through it. So that's what this is about. This is something that actually we do in King City Mastermind every time we meet.
It's fun. I mean, I've made mistakes. Anyone else ever made a real estate mistake?
Has anybody not made a real estate mistake? I don't think so. So I've actually got 3 people lined up already.
Okay, let's bring the first one up.
We're going to start off. Yeah, come on up. What's your name? Andre. Okay, so
hey,
here,
Andre.
have a seat.
Thanks for doing this.
Thanks, Jim.
Tell us your name and where you're from.
And you're on.
And you're on.
Okay, hey, this is Andre Fitzgerald. I am local since 2015, but originally from South Africa. And you say this is not supposed to be a scary seat, but you failed.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, you and
So-
Elon
I
Musk,
lied,
right?
too.
Both from South Africa.
Sorry about
Some
that.
great innovators from South Africa.
There's some.
See, I'm trying to
some
warm up the hot seat
significant
a little.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, because it can be a little intimidating. You're right. So, but Wendy and I are easy, so you're good.
Thanks. Yeah.
So,
you-
so let me tell you why I came up and asked him to be in this hot seat when he was talking to Jim on the first day. Because he said, there's so much to choose from. I don't know what all I want to do. You have no plan, but you know you want to do real estate.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anybody else ever been in that position?
Who's in that position
Yeah.
all the time, right?
Yeah. So you know, my first thought was, well, what's his goals? What's your plan? What's going on with your family? What kind are you building wealth? Are you creating a legacy? Do you need eat money? All of these things that you need to be thinking about to do a plan. So I want to make sure that people here are going to help you with your plan. So tell us. You already told us who you are. Tell us, and you're going to have to get pretty transparent.
Vulnerable.
I
Yeah.
know no one here, so I don't care.
That's right.
I can see right through them. You're
so,
good.
So, you know, I may even ask you how much money you have in the bank. That's like a normal question for me. It doesn't hurt my feelings a bit to say it. Some people's, you know,
Ooh,
rear
Wendy.
end cheeks tighten right up when they get asked that question. But it doesn't bother me a bit. But we need to know where you are and where you're going so that we can help you. Okay? That's what
Yeah.
this is all about. So, what are you doing why are you here? What are you doing for a living? Tell us about your company and your business and your family. Tell us about that.
Okay. Let's start with family. I have 3 kids. Their ages 3, 6, and 9. So this year we got out of diapers. So that's a
Woo, that's a big
thing.
one. I remember that.
This year has been, or end of last year was the first year we kind of broke even. We felt like with my salary and with the kids going to school and I only have one in preschool right now. We haven't had to dig into savings for the first time.
And how much money do you have saved?
Right now, I have 50,000.
Okay.
But that's equity I pulled out of in 2018 out of my house.
And breaking
So-
even, what does that mean? What were you doing to break even? Are you doing real estate?
No.
Okay.
I got a W-2 full-time job. I had to ask permission for time off to be here, which is one of the reasons I want to do this because
Awesome.
What's your W-2?
I'm an engineer.
Okay.
Oh, my kind of guy.
Okay.
All
So,
right.
so when you hear about somebody say engineer, they think different than most people, don't they?
Thank you.
They also suffer from paralysis of analysis. Okay, keep going.
Okay, yeah. So I have a knack for I speak contractors' language. I'm totally familiar with setting up scope of work, with dealing with various people. I don't have business experience setting up my own business, and that's been kind of a limiting factor. I'm intimidated by bookkeeping and
Who does the budget at your house? Who takes care of paying the bills?
um,
Who does all that?
it's all automated. But the wife and I we work at it together.
Okay,
It's not
good. What are her skills?
She's a super overqualified stay-at-home mom. She has.
We all are, son.
Yeah,
Baby, that's the best right there.
she has a science degree with a postgrad in biochemistry and a law
Goodness.
degree.
So she's
Smart
a
girl.
little dumb.
She, we make do with what we have. So, yeah, but I totally respect and encourage her with being stay-at-home mom. But now the kids are entering school age, and that's going to free up some time on her side. And then we have a couple of obligations coming up. Her mother she's still in South Africa. Our whole family is still in South Africa. Her mother is getting to a point where she's going to be dependent we can't just go back there all the time. We don't want to put her in a home over there. We want to bring her over. That means we need to sponsor her. Her health isn't great. That means we're on the hook for whatever happens to her once she's over here, for at least for the first 5 years or so. She has a real estate background. She could be useful in a business.
Mom does?
Mom does.
Okay.
Yep.
What does that mean, real estate background? What?
She was a real estate agent.
Okay, gotcha.
So knocking on doors and talking to people, that's her thing. So she could be useful in that
That'll
regard.
make Bill Cook happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about her when he was speaking. So, what
So
else?
smart
What's your-
family.
What's your goal? What is it you're trying to do?
So,
do you want to
okay,
leave your
so-
W-2, or what were you trying to do?
Yes, freedom from. I don't want to ask permission to come here. I don't want to
Yeah.
ask for PTO to go do something life changing. So that's the one side. The other thing is more in the short term. So we came over. We started with nothing. Nothing really. The exchange rate is 20 to 1. So what we brought over, we spent on cars. We don't have any debt at this moment except our mortgage.
Excellent.
But we're 15 years behind on 401k. We're behind on. We don't have education funds for our kids. So we're behind. We want
All
to
you have to
catch
do
up.
is bring your kids to a place like this every time you come. They don't need college.
Okay. Well,
That would be awesome. I would love that.
So what? Well, I want everybody to start asking questions because I think we know he's lost as to where he wants to go. Would you say that's correct?
I'd agree.
Okay.
I mean,
And
I have been where you're at, by the way.
I think we all have for
So,
sure.
Especially as an engineer who left corporate America myself. So,
It's scary.
good.
It is scary to step out. So
Yeah.
so I want people to start asking questions. We've got mics in the audience,
Oh, here we go. Oh, thank you, Patty. Are you going to help run the mic?
and Sharon's on
Good.
that one.
But before you
Oh,
even get into
awesome.
the what's in the house and all that, the first question to ask yourself is why? Why are you doing what you're doing? There's a great book, Start With Why. It's a great book to read to get your self-centered.
Hold on.
because-
Can somebody write notes for him? Who will do that? Okay, we got it. Thank you.
Make the notes on the notepad up on top. Can you do that?
Okay, let's go back to the why.
We'll bring that down if we need to.
Yeah, your why has to be super clear to you because on the days when it's tough or when money's tight or anything, you have to keep reminding yourself why you're doing what you're doing. And it needs to be pretty deep to motivate you through those times.
What's that book again?
Start With Why, Simon Sinek's great book.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the book. My why is my family. My 3 kids, they're not set up for success at this moment. So whether that's university degrees or whether that's what me and my wife, what we discussed was we'd love to give each one a house when they turn 18 or 21. So whether that's then a
They got a pad over here.
whether that's
It'll be too much.
a house that they can go live in, or whether that's a house that they just get the rental income from, and then they can use that for paying off loans or studies, or that'll be their decision. But that's sort of what we were thinking. So my why is personal freedom and setting up my family for success.
Okay, we got another question right here. Remember, it's questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Question for you. Why do we buy houses, any of us? Because we think it's going to change the way that we feel.
That's
The reason we buy anything. is
make
'cause
make it a question.
We think it's the way that we're going to feel. So how is it that you want to feel?
Something that resonated with me was the knocking on doors, helping the people as well. That really resonated with me. So, how I want to feel is I've helped someone in the first place. While doing that, I also get something out of it. That's really great. And I think that's a respectable thing to do and show my kids as well.
Okay, and so for yourself, beyond helping other people, for yourself, do you want to feel financially free? Do you want to feel like you have more income? Like, are you looking to increase your income or build your wealth?
Because there is a difference.
Yes, yes. I do want to replace my income with either passive income or active. In the midterm, I'd like to stop my W-2 job.
Okay, so your focus has to be on income-producing activities.
Okay,
not
you're
wealth building.
answering. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. We'll come back to that. That's good. Don't forget it. Any other questions? Go ahead.
So, small explanation and then the question. Anytime for me personally that I do a deal, whenever I'm lining up that deal, there's 3 things that have to be in place before I pull the trigger. And that is my exit strategy. How am I going to get out of the deal? Protection. What documents need to go down at the closing table to best protect myself and the seller? And then tax mitigation, not to be confused with tax evasion. How do I get out of this deal with paying Uncle Sam the least amount possible? Once I figured out those 3 things, that's whenever I pull the trigger on that deal. So from everything that you've heard in this room, here's my question. What gave you goosebumps on the exit strategy?
Great question.
What speaks to you? What has really dialed in? Just some food for thought. You know, there's short-term rental, mid-term rental, lease options.
Don't give him answers.
Okay. Just think about all those exit strategies that do exist, all the nuggets.
Just leave it a question. It's
What
hard
gives you
to leave it a
goosebumps?
question, isn't
Yeah.
it?
What gives you goosebumps? Okay.
What gives you goosebumps?
Yeah. So we thought we were limited by bank loans. So we thought the only thing we could really accomplish would be either a short flip and sell. But the goal was to get a couple of rental properties and have them to passive income, and then grow from there. But I would love to flip and feel accomplished in seeing my own work and moving on from there.
So flipping properties gives you the goosebumps.
It does.
It'll give you the creeps pretty soon, but that's
I believe that.
no, that's definitely an answer.
What is your monthly number that you're looking to achieve to accomplish your, I guess, goal, freedom, or whatever? What is your number per month?
Your burn rate.
Sorry.
Your burn rate.
Yeah. My current salary is what I want to replace. So
Monthly. What do you need monthly?
Yeah. So that's I guess about $12K before tax. So over the next 10 years to replace that. So I don't know what's a good timeline, but that's the goal.
So you think it'll take you 10 years to replace that? Will everyone in here laugh at that? Okay.
Okay, I was going to say, where,
Question.
yes, question. Where would you like to see yourself and your family, like, in the next 5 years? And I want you to be, maybe even close your eyes on this one, right? And kind of just visualize what that looks like so that you can get really, really clear. Because with clarity, that's going to help you to execute a plan later on. And don't worry about the how, because the how is not important.
I see us in the neighborhood where we are right now. I don't see us moving. I see family, extended family, mother-in-law, brother. I see them here with us. There's some serious financial implications of that, but I see them here within the next 5 years. And well, my kids would be in school, so but they need to be set up for life. They need to have the opportunities I didn't have in the US. So.
Okay, we got about 3 more minutes for questions. We got one here. I got one over here. I got one over here.
Yesterday, you mentioned you were just recently became a U.S. citizen. Is that correct?
Correct.
You and your wife both.
Correct, yeah.
Thank you and congratulations.
Congratulations. That's an amazing honor. Do you contribute to a Roth IRA? Does your wife contribute to a Roth IRA? And do you max it out $7,000? I think it's $7,500 now, maybe every year.
My wife has a Roth IRA. I do not. I have my 401k through my company.
How much is in there? The 401k.
Yeah, I think 80,000.
Okay, great. That's great. Bill Cook.
You love your family?
Absolutely.
Will you lay down your life for your family?
Anytime.
Next week, starting Monday morning.
Is that an
next
answer?
week, how many written offers will you make next week?
Who wants to finance? Like,
Right here, buddy. Right here, buddy.
Okay, let me back down the question. How many people will you sit down with and just begin by asking them why they're selling the house? I don't mean make the offer, structure the deal. I mean just sit down face to face with someone who wants to sell a house. How many are you willing to do, and you'll write your golden blood, are you willing to do next week? You have until next Sunday.
can we start with 2?
Who?
2.
Anybody have a knife where I can prick his finger so he can sign in blood?
That's a good answer.
You said 2, okay.
That's a good answer. Thank you, Bill. Karen?
Good. This kind of piggybacks off of what Bill just asked. You're a smart guy. Are you going to be able to do this faster by yourself or with a mentor?
Oh, good.
Mentor. I'm praying for a mentor.
Awesome. Awesome. And where's your next one over here? Look right here, Lisa J.
What is one gold nugget that you are going to take home with you from this meetup?
I am limitless. I am limitless, and I'm here to win.
Awesome. Awesome. Go ahead.
Good morning, and thank you for being brave.
Yes.
A few questions. What are you really good at? What are your talents and skills? Write down 20, force rank them. Then what do you love to do? What gets you excited? List those 20, force rank them. Then look at what society will pay for.
Questions,
What is
questions.
valued?
Questions.
Ask yourself what society pays for, what compensates you. Look at the intersection of those ideas. That'll give you a direction.
Good. All right. Any other, really, we got a question right here, Patty. We got one way in the back. And then those are the last 2 we can take. We're going to turn it into where y'all can just start spewing good stuff to him.
I got a question for the audience. He's from Richmond, and who else is from Richmond? Anybody would like to help this man? Please give him your number and go from there.
Good. That's good.
Thank you.
Back here, our last question. Hey, could you stand up?
Would you like me to get on the chair?
Yeah.
I'm used to that. So I'm Hope from North Carolina. I just heard you talking about your family, and I just wanted to ask you, it's the easy questions, I think, is what are you willing to do for your family and for your life, but what are you willing to give up to begin a new business and start a new career? Because sometimes in this business, you have to give up some things in order to do that as well.
Temporary, yep.
Anything. I have given up my family, support structure, everything to be here.
Okay, let's give him some answers. Who's first? You got a love note. You got a love note. Any ideas?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Alicia, right there. Oh, go ahead, Augie.
Okay.
I didn't see you. I'm sorry.
That's okay, thank you. You know, in this world, when you ask, you receive. You know, the Bible tells us ask, knock, you know, these kinds of things. Well, you asked, and I want you to take this book, and I also want to give you 12 monthly mastermind calls. Same calls we auctioned last night.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
That's awesome.
Very welcome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Go ahead, Alicia.
So my question that I had asked to you was, what exit strategy gives you goosebumps? And your response was flipping. And I know flipping can leave a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. But if you are looking for that mentor, I want to volunteer myself to be that person for you. So I am that wild animal. I love flipping, but I only take on so many per year, max of 12 per year. And whenever I first got started, I bought my first property whenever I was 18 years old. And at age 27, I started rolling into rental portfolios. So I had a big background in there, and flipping was the only thing that made chunk money for me to get started. And I had to lean into something, a rental portfolio that brought in the highest cash flow, because that's what I was replacing. So if you genuinely do want to jump in the deep end of the pool, I'll be there.
Awesome.
Okay?
Beautiful. Thank you.
Awesome. Go ahead.
So, getting started with wealth building, a couple low risk things that you can get into are wholesaling, lease options that will bring in immediate income without having to put out a big expenditure with buying rental properties. And get into these rooms by doing it and learn as much as you can and network with these people. Join your local RIA if you're not a part of it already. And this is where you're going to find opportunities. So when I first began, I didn't have a lot of money. So I started doing lease options. And I've done many, many lease options, hundreds of them at this point. And I did it by networking with wholesalers because they had leads that they needed to buy at 50% of the value, but I didn't need that. So I was just networking with people because I didn't have a lot of money for marketing. And I learned to network with these people, with rehabbers because they have a tax benefit for lease options, and with landlords because they love the income, but they're tired of tenants. So just get in these rooms, find the people. And I love it that you got up here and shared yourself with us. Vulnerability, I had to get vulnerable to be able to do it. I couldn't go in there and say, I know it all, I can do it all. I had to get vulnerable to do it. So I'm glad that you're here. I think you're going to be a tremendous success by attending events like this and getting out there, making yourself known. It's beautiful. It's great.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
very
Super
proud
cool.
of you. I love it that you're doing this. Some fantastic information in this room.
Thank you
Super
so much
cool.
for the opportunity.
Thank
It's
you.
amazing.
Anybody else? Anybody else want to share? Give him some. Okay, good.
I know we're closing out, so I'm going to keep it really short and sweet. But
You
how
know
would
you
it make
can't
you
do that.
feel if I told you that your $12K a month, so your annual salary, that you could replace that within 12 months?
Mm-hmm.
I'd struggle to believe that. So.
Well, that's a block you need to get rid of.
Yeah.
That's a block you need to get rid of.
So that you could tell this room would teach you to do the math, by all the speakers and all the everything. I help portfolio clients here, and I'm in Richmond. So I'm happy to help you along with your mastermind of mentors. So we can do that. You can do it.
I'll come see you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Leah.
Yes.
Go ahead, Eddie.
So somebody asked a question, Etiosa from Tampa, not necessarily a solution, but somebody asked a question about, do you want income or do you want wealth? And I would like whoever asked that question to clarify the difference between the two, because you might be thinking of conflating the two of them right now. Fixing is flipping amazing for income, not necessarily wealth, unless you're thinking about it strategically. So whoever asked that question, can you explain the difference between the two? So he's going in with like a very strong framework of why we're doing the way we're doing it.
I'm pretty sure that was me that said that. And there is a difference between income and wealth. Income is eat money, what you need to pay the bills and eat. Wealth is really building a future legacy. It spreads you out so much more for the future. It doesn't mean you can only do one. You can do both. You should do both. But you have to focus on the income to get you to the point where you can build the wealth. That's what I think. Anybody have any other comment on that? Go ahead. You have another question. Go ahead.
Hi. I think one thing you've done is you've moved to America and you've established yourself here.
Big stuff.
People don't understand what a challenge that is, so congratulations. My question to you is about how fast you want to move, but also what kind of engineer are you? I'm sorry.
I'm a mechanical engineer.
Okay. I know Jim Ingersoll was an engineer. He took a big leap many years ago, so I think you've probably spoke with him. But what are you going to bring? I mean, if you're an engineer, there's a lot of solutions out there that you establish them. It's a big leap again, new construction or build to rent. Heard of that? I'm not in that space, but consider that. Take your engineering. How can you move that forward? And somebody else mentioned too, you're going to have to take a few steps back in your spending, probably. You probably already know that. But I think your bright future, and take what you know, take what your skills are, and go that direction first. And speak to sellers, buyers, every day. I think we hear that all the time on our Facebook sites. Did you make an offer today? So, yeah.
I love it. I heard you say one thing too. Who's going to finance that for me? I'm not giving myself a shameless plug, although everybody knows I'd be happy to do that. Financing is never your problem. It's never your problem. How many people in here have self-directed IRA money? Do you know how many lenders are out there being vendors? None of us make money unless we put it on the street. So if it's a deal, we'll do it. That's never a problem. The problem is making sure it's a deal. And that's what you can learn from so many people that are in this room, to be able to help you figure out what that formula is. Go ahead, Lori. She has a question over here. Somebody with a microphone near you. Where's Patty? We got Lori and then Sharon. Actually, let Sharon go first.
Yeah. When you're starting out, you're going to be talking with a lot of sellers. And depending on your level of expertise, you're an engineer, so a lot of times you're going to get in your own way.
Yeah.
Too much analysis on the deal.
Yeah.
Alicia can help with you with that. But your lenders can help you with that also.
Mm-hmm.
I would find a lender who also doubles as a mentor or a JV partner. They can help you tremendously and help you figure out much quicker, is this a deal or not? And quickly, you're going to be able to identify deals that are on your plate that you want to bring to your lenders. And some of those are going to take a lot of capital. You may want to bring them in as a JV partner. But your lenders can be tremendous mentors as well.
We talked about practice yesterday. We talked about practice. You just got to practice. Do it over and over and over again. Lori, this is going to have to be our final thing because we got to get the next person on.
I just, congratulations for taking that first step. That is huge. And I just really wanted to challenge you with connecting with people in the room. Maybe set a goal for once a week. You are connecting with each, identify someone for the week, take them to lunch or breakfast, like you have time.
Talk about the
to do
take
it.
to lunch
But,
thing. Tell a little story about that.
That is so powerful. If you have a friend that's in the business that can do it with you, me and Martine, we divided and conquered. She asked people she knew that we thought would just say no to us to have lunch. And we did that. We held each other accountable every week. We took a different person out to eat. And we asked for, how did you get started? We asked about their journey. And then we asked them at the end, how can we help you? So it wasn't about, let me pick your brain type of question. It was like, hey, we'd like to go to lunch, see how we can work together, how we can help you in your
Did
business.
you pay for the lunch, Lori?
We absolutely.
Thank you.
Me and Martine alternated on who covered the bill. But what it did was maybe that relationship right then and there didn't have time to grow. But 5 years from now, we remember that conversation, and now we're doing this, and that person told us what their need was. Now we can fit their need. It's about growing your network. So when the problem does occur, you're like, I'm going to call Wendy. I know she knows the answer. You're building up everything you need. It's never about money. It's about who you know and how to solve it. So set that goal, really network, and that's really all you need.
Plus, you've got such a blessing that you live here in Richmond. There are so many good meetups that are here, and Jim Ingersoll's your neighbor. It doesn't get much better than that. So you've got an opportunity to really immerse yourself into the community. Are you still doing the nail salon with pedicures and stuff in your meetings?
I might send my wife for that.
No, men go. Men go, they get pedicures. That's right. That's right.
Sit
Talk
with those
about it.
Crocs.
Yeah, it's you've got so many people here that you can connect with. Do you feel like you've gotten good counsel?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Hold on a second. I think I'd like to pray for him. So if you'd like to join us in this prayer, that'd be awesome. Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you so much for this man, for his vulnerability, his transparency, his willingness to be so open with us. Lord, we just ask you to put a covering over him and his family. Show him the path that you have set out for him, Lord. Make his steps easy and successful. Thank you for all the people here that have been so willing to pour into him. It's just amazing who you put in front of us. We thank you so much in the name of Jesus. Amen. You got it, buddy. Thank you. Okay. How much time do we have? Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, Jennifer Bose. Jennifer, where are you? Is she in here? Oh, yeah, baby. She thought I'd forget. So aren't you excited now? No? I had to really talk her into this. So we won't bite. He didn't get bit. Safe.
And it's Jennifer Bays.
Jennifer Bays. Thank you. I
Yes.
couldn't figure out how to.
It's German.
Yeah,
It's all
thank
right.
you. All right. So, Jennifer, do I need to repeat the instructions?
No,
Okay.
I think I understand.
All right. So tell us about you.
I have a mobile home park, and it is our first one we purchased about a year ago.
Who's we?
So my partners are my two grown children, and so I'm trying to build a family business. I have been in the business for about 9 years, primarily doing single-family homes. Everything I do, I sell with seller financing. That's my background. And then I bought parks. We needed more volume. We needed something bigger. We started off doing. We were doing 1 acres, putting double wides. We're like, okay, we got this. And then I brought my two kids on, so we needed more. And so then we bought 10 acres, and we subdivided it into 1 acre plots, put double wides. We did that. And then we're like, okay, we need more. So we went and bought a park. And we like the park model. But the problem that I'm actually running into now is we bought a park that has 30, right now we're at 30 vacant spaces. When we bought it, it had 7 homes in it. We're up to 17 homes. Altogether, we have 47 spaces. And so I thought my brilliant idea first was to bring in used homes. The used homes that need a little bit of work. I'm not great at the contractor side of it, so I didn't want to get into major rehabs. So it takes a long time to find that used home at the right price point with just a little bit of work. And so I can't move fast enough to fill this park up. So I thought, well, I'll go get my dealer's license and then solve all my problems. I can buy new homes. And I did that. So now I have my dealer's license. I can buy these homes at a discount. But I ran into a problem I wasn't expecting, and I'm having trouble actually getting the capital to buy these brand new homes because it's not the same as whenever I'm putting them on land, tying them to land. And most investors, is what I've found, they like the deals where it's tied to land, whereas these are personal property. And so I don't have the capital myself to bring in these homes, and that's really the problem that I'm dealing with right now. Is I really don't have the capital. I'm trying to figure out the best way to structure with a capital partner or find someone that would be interested in doing something with personal property.
How are you financing the homes that were used and they needed a little bit of work? How are you financing those?
So a lot of those I picked up sub 2.
Okay.
And so they have underlines on them already. And then other ones, I just got them at a good enough deal that I pay cash.
Okay. So when you pick up a mobile home subject to and you move it, it doesn't hurt the loan on the mobile home that's there currently. Is that correct?
Correct. I keep the loan in place. I just keep paying that. And then
which
I
means
wrap
it wasn't against the land that the mobile home was sitting on at all.
No,
Okay.
correct. Yeah, most of the time those are coming from other parks or something of that nature.
Okay. You said most. If they weren't in that position, how were you financing?
Cash.
Cash.
I mean, I have some cash. I just don't have the capital to keep rolling this and fill this park up. I mean, I can do it if I want to do this over years and years and years, but I would like to move faster. I'm not looking just to purchase this one park. We like the park model. We want to continue to purchase parks. I want to figure out the right model on this park before I go forward to the next one so that I know when I get to the next one, okay, I have all these open spaces. I know exactly how to fill this.
Do you have a loan on the land that it's currently on?
I do.
That park?
Yes, I have a loan.
Okay.
It's not big.
And
but
how
I do
much
have
are
a
you
loan.
paying for the mobile homes as a dealer?
So the ones I'm looking at are going to be about 50,000 is what I'm trying to put in the park. They're all single wides, no double wides. And I've talked to, I think Clayton right now has come back with between 45 and 50,000.
And what does it cost you to move it and set it up?
That is with the moving. For me to set it up is going to be the other portion, and it would probably, I'm going to be anywhere from another 1,500 to $2,000, depending on how developed the lot is. While we are trying to fill the park, what we have really worked on this last year is the development side of upgrading the electrics and making sure septics are good. So a lot of the lots are ready to go. So it's really just connecting it. There's not a lot of setup on many of the lots that I have.
Okay, I've asked enough questions. How about y'all? Got one right here.
Wendy, I have one.
Okay, good. Okay.
Are you looking for a lender or a partner?
I am looking for a lender. I feel like with my 2 kids, I have plenty of partners right now.
I think what she might be asking too is not a partner, like to be in the business with you, but a lender who would also receive equity for a period of time. Is that what your question was?
Yeah, pretty much. I know
Okay.
a handful of people that I've actually interviewed on my podcast, and what they do is RV
No
park
answers.
investing.
That's a good one to save because I want you to talk about that.
Well,
Yes, ma'am.
I am open to anybody's suggestions and listening.
Okay.
My question is, who do you know in that area? I'm over here. Here.
Stand up so people can see you.
My question is, who do you know in that area that is not a partner, and who do they know? What's coming in? Why would you provide these homes? Who's going to be in them? And do those people already know those people that would, and that bring some money there? And again, why? Why would people want those homes?
You're asking about the tenants coming in? Okay.
Why are you developing the park? Who does it benefit?
Well, the park, when I did buy the park, I bought it from a person that actually said they really wanted somebody that would come in, clean it up, and make it a nice park for the town. And we do want to do that. I get calls daily for people that need our services, because right now with the high cost of everything, I think that we are needed for something that's affordable. Affordable housing is really needed, and that's what we're trying to provide. I get calls and I have no inventory. I have nothing to offer them.
I have a question. Oh, this is loud. Once you get the mobile homes in your park and you rent them, how much rent will you collect? That's probably an important question to answer.
Well, first off, my goal in this is not to rent them, but it is to seller finance them. And I'm trying to keep it within market rents of the area. And so to do that and to keep it affordable, I need to be between $1,000 and $1,200 a month. Would keep me competitive with the other rents in the area. My lot rent right now is really cheap, and I'm keeping it there until I get it filled up, and then I can start raising a little at a time. But the lot rent's only $300 a month, so I have a margin there to be able to buy these homes. And
What do your terms look like when you're selling that? When you're seller financing, what do your terms look like to your buyers? How long is it?
I'm trying to keep it on a 20-year note.
Okay.
And it would be probably around a 12% interest rate on a 20-year note. And I've figured that out. Honestly, the sale price of the home doesn't matter as much to these buyers as it does the payment. And so I've kind of found the cushion on to be able to get to that between that 1,000 and 1,200. I can technically sell that house for about $80,000. Average down payment, let's say $7,500, and then that's going to put them in the range of probably between $1,000 to $1,100, somewhere along there. Another $100 for their taxes and insurance.
Someone from Zoom is asking where you're located.
This park is in Waco, Texas, right outside of Waco, Texas.
Hi there. I have a question. Would you consider, since you have all these lots that are vacant, would you consider other people bringing and moving their mobile homes in and you charging for the space just so that you can have these lots filled quicker?
I absolutely welcome that. We have had a couple of homes come in that way, and I'm trying to figure out even how to encourage that. But right now, that seems to be a slow direction on a way to fill the park.
Okay,
I
hold
have a
on a
question.
second. Give
my
your
bad.
question, and then I wanted you to turn it into giving her advice because we're kind of short on time. And you got the king over there with mobile homes.
Yep, he sure is.
All right. What's your end goal? Do you want to own the land or own notes on the homes?
Good question.
Honestly, I want both. I'm trying to, and that is the biggest problem. I know how to take this and just have the land, but I lose the paper out of my park. I'm trying to figure out how to get the cash flow on the land and keep the notes in my park.
All right, one more question and we'll go to advice. Does land or notes last longer? Which one lasts longer?
Land.
There you go.
So I understand correctly, because I came in a little late, I ran out in the hallway, but you're looking to fulfill the spots that you have, is that correct?
Yes, I have 30 spots I need to fill.
Okay, what kind of marketing do you do right now for that? Anything specific?
The only thing I'm doing is running a Facebook ad, just saying bring your mobile home in.
Okay, and
That's
are
it.
you in a rural area?
Yes, it
Okay.
is. It's a low income area.
Have you ever attempted bandit signs by any chance?
Yeah, buddy.
I have. I kind of started my whole career on bandit signs, so yes.
And it worked out well for you?
It did. And
Are
no,
you
I have
still
not
doing 'em?
done. No.
That was going to be my next thing. For me,
I have
when I
not.
wholesaled mobile homes in Louisiana, that's all of my business came from bandit signs. I had a helper back in Louisiana, and he ran around, did all of that for me, and every bit of business I got, other than referrals, once people knew what I was doing, was through bandit signs.
That's
So
a good idea.
something
I
would
do
throw out
I
there.
do use them to sell some of the homes, but I've never thought about it to bring homes in, I guess.
So I have a great story. When I was partners with Larry Goins, we had our office on a 4-lane road. Nobody knew what we did, and we were buying houses. We had Wayne Schaefer and Tom Olson come to visit us to learn from us. That were sitting there going, let me ask you a question, Wayne. Let me ask you a question. You got all this traffic going by. We said, yeah. Why don't you have a banner out front? And in a week, we thought, we're about as stupid as they come. In a week, we had a banner across the front of the building and bought 3 houses in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, because it said, we buy houses. Duh. Getting back to the basics.
Yeah.
Why do people have bandit signs? You see them everywhere. You know why they're out there?
They
Because they work.
They work. Yeah.
When you put them on your car, you put I buy houses on your car. I can't tell you how many times when I had my sign that I got calls about loans, because that's what I talked about, was selling having loans. I got while I'm driving down the road. I'm right here in the highway right next to you, all the time. Go ahead.
All right, so 3 sources a lot of people overlook for used inventory, especially cheap used inventory. Number 1 is dealers. They do get trade-ins. They do get repos, especially finance companies. So 21st Mortgage, Triad, Zippy, Park Lane. Look around your area. Lots of repos.
Can somebody write that for her on a piece of paper?
I can
Say them again, because I want to try to remember.
Yeah, so 21st Mortgage, Triad Mortgage, Zippy Mortgage is actually in Texas. And then you look around, there's Park Lane, Citigroup, there's a bunch of them.
Okay.
But if you go to local dealers, you get trade-ins. You get them really cheap. I get them for a couple grand each usually.
Oh, really?
And they'll actually move them on your lot because it's extremely hard for them to sell. Also, do you have a trading post? A trading post, some kind of trading magazine that you get at gas stations.
Okay.
Put an ad in there, you'd be shocked. Look who your sellers are. Most of these people are lower income, blue collar. They like Facebook trading, but they usually they grew up with Trading Post magazines. So I put ads in there and I get calls all the time.
Love it.
That's interesting.
And then lastly, drive through other parks in your area and you'll see for sale signs in the windows all the time. You can actually go to park owners and managers, and I guarantee you they have vacant inventory that has been sitting for a long time they don't know how to fix, and you can buy those really cheap. So you've got a lot of inventory all around you. You just got to look at the right spots.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, Jennifer. I got some help. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jerry.
We've been together a while. Yeah, you're a bandit sign queen, but here's an idea for you, and I think everybody in this room will like this. I buy trailers for my contractors. I put their signage on the signs and mine on the back, and then I own or finance it to them. So they have their bandit signs on the sides with their company information.
Okay.
So when they park their trailer at their wherever they're taking it, it's there. But on the back of it is my We Buy Signs sign.
Great. That's
And
a
then
good
I
idea.
owner finance that to them. So every contract, especially the handyman, they need a little trailer. Buy them a trailer and owner finance it to them.
Hmm.
And when they're driving around, that's when they're getting the most visibility. They like the idea of their signs on either side, but mine's on the back where it's getting all the visibility.
Well, that's a good idea. I just recently put my contractor into the park as the park manager, so I could probably do that with his vehicle.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Rick Bressler right here. Anybody over this way? It's coming to you.
As we chatted a little earlier, the single wides that you had, or double wides that you put on land.
Correct.
You sort of financed all those already?
I did, and there were double wides that I put on land. Yes, I did.
And did you like a land contract, or did you actually turn the? Are they on title?
Those
now?
are title, deeded property.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to, if we can do mobile home financing if it's on land, 30 years for investors. It's very not very many
Right,
people do
yeah.
those, right? But yeah, no one can do. Mobile home parks are tough.
Yeah, that's my problem I'm coming into. I have no problem with anybody's like we can get it done if it's tied to land. You can get it done if you want to take the note and basically Triad or 21st finances the buyer, just trying to solve the problem. And it might not be a great way to do it. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out if it's possible to keep my paper in the park.
Okay, first thing I want to do is, Rick, how can people get in touch with you? Lisa J has a question. How can people get in touch with you?
KatieCapitalInvestments.com, or just come see me. I'll give you your card.
Katie Capital, that's K-A-T-Y.
KatieCapitalInvestments.com. We can do the single wide, double wides on land, even in rural areas. We can get those financed. About 80% of the time in the rurals. Rurals are always a little
Outside of
trickier.
the state of Texas?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Good stuff. Okay. The other thing I want to encourage, let me ask you this. What percent, like if somebody loaned you money to do that, what's the highest percentage you could get away with paying on a short term, like, I don't know, 10-year term? What's the highest percentage you could get away with paying and still be able to profit?
So I've actually ran those numbers, and I did actually run it on a 10-year term, and the highest at 10% would work. Anything above that, it would put me in a position where I wouldn't cash flow anything.
Okay, I
for
got
the 10
that.
years.
I got that. I'm sorry, I got 10 minutes
Oh,
left,
okay.
and
Go ahead.
that's
You're
good.
good.
So, 10% at 10 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Is what you're looking at. Okay. How many people in here? Well, wait a minute. What price range are we looking at? About 50?
It's 50.
How many people in here have $50,000 in a self-directed IRA? Anybody? You interested in earning 10%? Because I know this girl that has some mobile home notes. I mean, that's a great option for people because, that's 10%. If you have self-directed money and you're buying a shorter term note, which I'm killing myself by telling you this because I sell short-term notes, but wouldn't it be better to have it for the next 10 years than to have it pay off in 8 months than sit blank for 2 months before you place it again because you're not really making 10%? Or even 12%. If you have a 12% note and it's sitting idle for 2 months before you get it loaned out again, what are you really making? This is a one and done opportunity, right? Right? Yes? We all getting that? That's simple stuff. Go ahead and then.
I was just wondering, why don't you get transactional funding? I was thinking shorter term, get it set up on the land and then get the loan on it.
You're saying to put a loan on my land?
No,
Is that
just
what
on
you-
the mobile home.
Oh, yes, that's what I'm trying to do.
But she
They're not
can't
tied.
combine the mobile home and the land because she owns the land and there's somebody buying the mobile home. in the end. So she can't really do that.
They call
That's
it
a good
tying
question.
it. But you can put a UCC filing
Yes.
on the mobile homes to put the lien on them.
Yes.
All right.
There you go.
Several things, Tony, Jennifer, we talked yesterday, but several ideas that we did for our park. One is identify other parks in the area. You already got one address. All you have to change is the lot number. Send them letters saying that, hey, I have this fancy, beautiful park. That's better than the one that you currently live in. So that's already a target that you can advertise to so they can try to move to your park. The other thing is you're in the right room. Honestly, very brave of you to be in that chair, because a lot of these folks, as the more they get to know you, the more trusting you become. So they're going to be willing to lend on you, like Wendy said. And the other thing that I'll say is that you want to keep everything. I understand. A lot of times, that's really what holds us back. So if you want to move forward faster, you gotta try to be flexible to things. That's the way you're gonna move faster. And so just think about that a little bit. But yeah.
Thank you. I agree with you, and I am not going to die on that hill that I don't go off and have to sell the paper off. I'm just looking to see if it's an option right now.
All right. Hello. All right.
Right over here.
All right. I'm
It's
back
hard
again.
to miss him.
Different spot, but I'm back.
He's just running around from
Okay.
spot to spot.
Couple questions. I think I got a way for you to get some cash or a line of credit. Pretty simple. How many spaces is your park?
47,
How many are occupied with a home?
17.
Okay. If you can get to 70%, that's your goal, 70% occupancy, you can get a refi done very easy from any local bank. Now here's where the value is. The value is not on the homes. The value is on the land. Now you mentioned earlier that your lot rent is lower than market rate. What is your current lot rent?
300.
What is the market rate lot rent?
I would probably say right now the market rent for that area is probably around 450 to 5.
Let's go with 5. So if you finance the homes for a decent payment, but you have them sign a lot lease, everyone there now for $500, you almost increased your lot rent by 100%. You increased it by like 75%. That gives you an extra 75% market value for your park, and all you did was push some paper around. Okay?
Does that make sense?
Can you repeat that?
Okay, so I'll go over this in a few minutes. So you're renting at 300 right now. You got a 47 space, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, let's just say 40. Okay, that means on a gross rental rate for your lot rent, you're bringing in 12 grand a month. That's $144,000 a year. Okay, take away expenses is about 110 a year. NOI. You did it on an 8 cap, it's worth about $880,000. Okay. When you increase it to 500, that same park, okay, you're bringing in $20,000 a month gross instead of 12, $240,000 a year, about 200. A simple 10 cap on 200 is $2 million.
I understand.
So you substantially
That's
increase the value.
beautiful.
But all you got to do is get to 70%. You're just pushing paper, increasing the value, and you can go get debt against that equity against your park, either a line of credit or a refi, and you don't need anybody else's lending. See what I mean?
That's awesome.
You can do that right now.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Thank you.
I love it.
Got a question for you, Jennifer. At 10 years, at 10%, is that trailer paid off?
Yes. My portion is to my seller. No, I'm doing a 20-year note, so I have another 10
So
years
you're doing
left.
a 20-year note,
Yes.
okay? So rather than just offering 10%, offer a percentage interest on the balance of the note to your lenders so that you can get the money you need. The value is in filling that park, not in the individual homes. I don't care if I give 15 to 20% to the people bringing the money in if the park gets filled.
Okay.
So selling a partial. Yeah.
Okay.
Where's Eddie Speed
Gotcha.
when you need him? Okay.
One of the things you might consider is going to the dealers and the people that finance mobile homes and letting them use your park to put their homes in as a showcase.
Right.
And then they could also sell them right there, and they could stay.
Sure. Yep, that's a great idea. Thank you.
Welcome.
Do you know what your percentage of default is?
Not at this time. In the year that we've owned it, we've only had to evict one, and we've got everybody paying pretty well. We've got one slow pay, so I can't really tell you what the default rate's going to be yet.
Do you do any kind of financing like that? What's your default rate? Yeah. On new or used, right? It doesn't really matter. What's your default rate?
So I have a 3% default rate.
Okay.
We really screen our tenants and we keep their payments low. Our object is to be our lot rent, utilities, and home payment to be 60% of the market rent for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment complex.
Oh, wow.
Because we're a price leader, it's affordable, and again, we can increase our lot rent substantially because they're buying a home at a discount. Your value is filling the lots, okay? It don't have to be nice homes. A lot of people overdo it. Don't have to be in a nice home. Let the tenant do the work. Where's Ivan? Okay.
He's been about the bus.
He's going to listen one day. Let the tenants do the work. Pride of ownership. Everybody knows this, right? What do they want? They want a cheap home that they can afford. They can make it their own. You get a home that's affordable and say, hey, I don't mind what you do on the inside of your home, but for you getting this discount that I'm going to finance you, I need you to put brand new skirting, brand new siding, and a new roof. Because what we care about is the outside.
Correct.
What they care about is the inside. So you're getting cheaper inventory, it's easier to finance, you're increasing your lot rent substantially, and the tenant has sweat equity in the home they don't want to leave. That's that's the simplest way to do it.
Okay.
Get the home, put it on there, finance it at a discount, let the tenants do the work, get your money on the land, and just rinse and repeat.
I love that. Go ahead, Ivan.
Awesome.
I haven't done that yet, which we're trying to potentially move forward, but Peggy back here, my lender, has something else to say. But as far as paper, the strategy about paper, moving paper around, we did that with all of our tenants, and it took a week. It was like this, so.
Wow,
yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Hey, Jen, you're at my table. So I was going to ask a question for you real quick. Can you give everyone your email so that if any of us have information to send you as resources come to
Sure.
us after we're getting the downloads?
I would
Can
love
help you?
to.
Okay.
It is
Drop your email.
JJBOESE@yahoo.com.
It took me like also 2 minutes to look up on ChatGPT your very best marketing plan for your area and mobile home park specifically, and it gave me 10 marketing strategies for you. So I'm going to email
Really?
that to you so you can just dissect
Wow.
it with what you have working and what's not, and then just go from there.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
All right, one last question, and then we're out of time. Didn't I see somebody over here? No? We're good?
You know, I think I'm probably picking up that I'm putting too much focus on keeping the paper in my park, and probably should just focus on filling the park and renting the land. That's what I think I'm really getting out of this.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you.
Good stuff.
No, stay here a second, Jennifer. Takes a lot of courage to do what she just did. And I'll tell you what, this girl's the real deal. Cheryl and I, didn't we have a great breakfast on the cruise and really get to know you? And it's an honor. Thank you for having the courage to do this. I can't wait to see how this turns out. How about
Me
you
too.
guys? You
Me
are
too.
gonna rock it, girl.
Me
you
too.
can do it.
Awesome stuff. Thank you,
you,
y'all.
Wendy, so much. Oh, my goodness. Yvonne, can you help me for 1 second? Yeah, thank you. Isn't this guy a rock star right here? The man. Can you move that back up on stage? Okay. Okay, Jeff Chahusky, where are you? Is he not in here? Oh, come on up. Come on up. In a little while, did you guys enjoy the mobile home discussion like I did? In a little while, right after Alicia, we're going to have a mobile home panel. Peggy's going to be on it. Major, where did you go? I mean, thank you, pal. There was a breakthrough in what you shared. I know it. So thank you. And others. Tony, where's Tony? I mean, on our panel. Good. And a couple others I have in my notepad. So it's coming up. Jeff, tell us about transactional funding.
All right, so first, before I actually say anything about that, in case most of you guys didn't notice my t-shirt, this is my Allie t-shirt because of her little talk this morning about being motivated, right? So this is just my way of telling you guys there's so much more we can all do. Because of that mindset shift, I've been trying to figure out transactional funding for years. Not that I didn't necessarily know how to do it, but I wanted to be able to do it in a way that was different, better, faster, cheaper, smoother, less work for everybody involved. And so we found a way to actually do the transactional double closing for you guys that are wholesalers with zero underwriting of any kind. All I really need to see is the purchase and sale of contracts for both sides. I need to see your LLC docs, just so I know who has to sign, copy of a driver's license. Really, the underwriting, there is a smidgen of underwriting that gets done, but it's not against you guys. It's actually against the title company. Because what we found is that the number one reason that there's a lot of stuff going wrong, and I don't know how much you guys have experienced it, but there's a lot of stuff going wrong out there in the titles and closings, and a lot of it's wire fraud. And I've, lucky enough for me, have had the very bad experiences of working with several fraudulent title companies across the country that actually were not real, legit title companies. And so we figured out how to vet title companies and guarantee that they're real, legit, and can fly, and that your guys' stuff will happen. And so that's actually, through that whole process, that's how we figured out how to do this stuff with no underwriting. As long as I can guarantee the title company is there and insured, we can get it done for you. And it can literally be approved and funded sometimes as much as the same day. Now, it does depend on the time of the day. If you call me at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the wires and all that stuff are shut down for the day. But it is sometimes possible to pound it out same day. Most of it does take a couple of days, just because we got to work with the title company and stuff. But super ridiculously smooth process to get it done. So,
Great question.
yeah. So we're doing it in 47 states. So New York, Alaska, and Hawaii are off limits, mostly because of just how they handle the legal aspects of things at the title companies. New York's a bugger. It requires 2 attorneys in order to get them closed. So doing a same-day double close in New York, it's almost impossible just to get the 2 attorneys to work together. So it's just not worth doing. But the other 47 states, it's fine. So if you guys are in one of the states or cities that are restricting your ability to do wholesales at all, double closes work in every single scenario that they've come up with. So gets us through very smoothly, very quickly for you guys. And I will throw this out there. I've got a friend, they've got about 450 million. He's not in my fund or anything, but they will fund big transactional deals. I had one that I was working on for $80 million, and when I called him up and said, listen, I need to fund a wholesale deal for $80 million, and he just said, okay. Because our process is so smooth and so well put together.
Did it work out?
Yeah. But it's pretty crazy how fast we can do this stuff and how easy it is to get money, you know, from people when you've got a good, clean process.
Love it. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for all you do at Dealmaker for many years now. We're really grateful for all of it. So I just want to say thank you in front of everybody and tell you how much we appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. If you guys, oh, sorry, I'm being reminded by Nicole. So if you guys have questions about it, you can come see me or you can come see Nicole. There's flyers that we stuck on everybody's table just to give you guys a real just quick thing on it. So
Get funded now. Who'd
Yeah.
like to get funded now? Everybody,
yeah, that's exactly
right?
it. So
Okay.
but come snag us if you need some questions.
Thank you guys so much, very, very much. Well, guys, you're in for a real treat now. Did you enjoy dancing this morning with Allie? Was that fun? I loved it, Allie. Where are you? There you are. Wave. Give us a little, you know, like twirl or there you go. There we go. Bring it. Got to have the winning mindset to be limitless. It's so true. And how did you guys like the hot seats? Were these guys awesome? We're going to keep on rolling because I don't want to run out of time. Like, I want to provide as much value to you as we possibly can, which means if you need to use the restroom, do it. But otherwise, stay in here. So what I want you to do is stretch up, do the Dealmaker yoga. Oh, by the way, Darlene Root's thinking about doing a Dealmaker fitness. I don't know if she's doing that on Zoom nationwide, but there's a lot happening in the Dealmaker universe. You guys agree? Like, a lot. So stretch really big. You guys are in for a real treat. I'm telling you what, it is getting hard to cash flow rentals. Between rates going up, interest rates, taxes, and things like that, everything's compressing the cash flow. But one way around that is to simply furnish your rental. You can do short-term rental, you can do 30-day plus, and that's how you get your cash flow up. The problem with becoming limitless that way is that you get burnout. Has anybody ever been a burned out furnished rental landlord? Shh. Yes? Yvonne, you? No way. You have endless, limitless energy, right? So I want you to stand back up and give me a loud round of applause.